Welcome back to the Take a Sip podcast. My name is Tito.
And I'm Leche.
And as always, Leche, what are you sipping on this week?
I actually made some iced coffee today. Even though I'm freaking freezing in my own room, I'm drinking iced coffee. And how about you?
I think it's the New Englanders in us, because I'm also sipping iced coffee while I'm freezing in my room. I didn't make mine though. This one I actually ordered.
I ordered mine too, but because I wanted cream since I ordered just a black cold brew. I just put it in a cup and just put some creamer that I have here at home.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so Dunkin' Donuts for me.
Dunks.
Man. Going more New England.
That's even more. That's definitely like straight up New England, no matter what.
It really is. But yeah, some exciting news. Some exciting, some more funny, and some that we have our close eye on, obviously, because the myriad of games that we are both into, both separately and together, is all over the charts.
That's vastly different, but similar, oddly enough.
Yes. Yeah. So let's just jump right into it, right? This first one's more of a light, like quick, funny one that I thought was very funny. Do you still play Fall Guys?
I have it, yeah. I don't play it too often, but I have it still.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, how last week we spoke that the show Invincible from Amazon, they're coming up with season 2. I guess Fall Guys has taken notice of that and decided to do Fall Guys costumes. You know how they had for Assassin's Creed and like Godzilla and stuff. Yes. So now we're getting Invincible, Omni-Man, and I forget the girl's name who has like the full pink suit with like the flares from her hands.
Yeah.
So, and they look great. Obviously, they do very well turning these costumes into like jelly bean figures.
I was gonna say they're jelly beans, so I feel like it would be hard to mess it up. If that makes sense. Well, all they have to really do, they're playing characters, right?
Yeah.
So you can literally throw whatever you want on them, and it looks pretty good. Which is the good thing, right? Honestly, because they can throw anything at us now at this point. This convinces me that they can throw any type of characters at us.
Yeah. And I think a comment you tried to say earlier, but you stopped yourself, and I think I'm going to steal it from you, is that they're slowly becoming like the lighter version of Fortnite, where they're just making all these collab skins.
It's literally turning into Fortnite with all the collabs. I wouldn't be surprised if we get like, this convinces me like that Fall Guys is still not done, because we all thought Fall Guys was over like the first few months after it came out, like how the hype was real, everyone was playing it and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like abundance and shit. But me like seeing these new skins come out like frequently, literally in the last like 6 months, I've seen like 4 or 5 different deals with Fall Guys already with the skins and shit. So I guess that's how they're getting their publicity out, which is fucking fantastic in my opinion.
Yeah. And they're extending too, like they're doing like specific events for certain games sometimes. They're adding newer maps to the regular rotations. Like they're expanding, and it's not as quick as other games are, but at the same time, that's what I like about it, because you actually get to learn the maps a little bit longer and actually adjust your gameplay. Whereas when it's continuous updates and continuous rotations, you can't keep up with it. And like at the end, you're just going to lose at every map, right? If you don't have enough training time with them.
Yeah, like you have to learn the maps and stuff like that. And that's how you get better in games, right? In general.
Yeah.
That's how you get good, I guess, when you actually fucking play the game.
Yeah, that too. Actually put the time into it.
When you actually put the time into it. That's how most of these people get really good, because they sink hundreds, if not thousands of hours into their games. So I've seen some crazy things in fucking Fall Guys, bro. I've seen a guy literally, that particular mini game where it's like you have to jump over the thing and then the platforms are falling off, like the rotator thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I've seen a guy do a couple of things. So he like sticks to the wall and he jumps high enough where the fucking bar doesn't hit him. So he's alive no matter what.
Oh.
So he's like always the last one. So he like, like the thing, the rotator thing in the middle. He grabs onto that. He jumps above the bar and then fucking latches onto the fucking thing and stays.
Oh, that's smart. That's really smart.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I didn't even know you could fucking do that. What? Yeah. Then others, of course, like would grab onto the bar itself and fucking hang on to people.
Yeah.
But that's harder because it would like if it gets to a certain speed, it literally just slingshots you off.
Yeah. But you have a better chance of surviving that than sometimes your odds of jumping over the poles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool. And see, and that's another thing too. It's just being innovative, realizing, hey, maybe I could get away with this if it works the first time and make it a thing.
Innovations in the fucking game like that. Like, like I didn't even think about that. Like I didn't even know you could do that type of shit. And that's what gets people like hyped up about this shit. So
yeah. But yeah, that's just Fall Guys. It's just a quick little easy one. Now we might actually get into a little nitty gritty of stuff. I believe a couple months ago we spoke about how E3 wasn't going to be happening because of how many gaming studios and developers were trying to have their own little private event, right? Just to focus on themselves instead of doing one massive thing. But then E3 also took the year off last year to revamp itself. So this is going hand in hand with that on how, I mean, Xbox always has their own things happening, correct? And this time they're doing it, Xbox and Bethesda are doing their own showcase on January 25th, where they're going to be going over some news, obviously, of stuff that they have in development. I believe they were already saying they were stopping development on certain games while pushing forward development with others to focus on those a little bit more. And I don't know, did you hear anything about this or what's up with this?
So yeah, it's just like a mainstream showcase. I think there's gonna be a lot of games like gonna be announced or give like updates, commentary about it and stuff like that. Like development commentary. I think the way I heard about this was I heard that they're supposed to give another trailer or update for Starfield because I've been keeping up with Starfield because I'm super excited for that to come out.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I know that this event is happening sometime this week or sometime next week, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because I've been keeping up with that. And what I heard is we're supposed to get like a further update on possibly a release date of this year, like during either this year or really early next year, type of stuff. But I know Starfield's going to be there. I know there's going to be, I think they're supposed to give updates for like Halo and stuff like that from Xbox side.
Mm-hmm.
Just other like smaller studios as well going to give their updates. Rumored too that they're going to give updates for the Elder Scrolls
online.
Online, but also like tease Elder Scrolls 6, but I doubt that shit.
Yeah.
That's like Rockstar teasing fucking when the next GTA is coming out.
Already. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now that you also mentioned Elder Scrolls Online, we also have some few updates for even Forza and Minecraft Legends, where they're apparently talking about an upcoming PvP multiplayer experience that Mojang Studios wants to announce at the showcase. And even a little bit of an update for Redfall. Yeah, that's really, again, Wednesday, January 25th, if you guys are interested in watching that. I think I might tune in a little bit. It is a Wednesday. It is my day off. So I'm a little interested to see what they actually do announce, right?
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing. I'm optimistic on like the updates that they're gonna give us, but at the same time, we'll see what they give us, right?
Yeah.
Because it is Bethesda and Xbox. So
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, they haven't been really pumping out stuff like crazy. So
Yeah. But I mean, it's weird because there's a lot of companies as well. Like even Ubisoft, I know just announced that they were canceling. They were canceling a couple of games. Skull and Bones is delayed again. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's happening in the gaming industry world completely. It's just a little scary. Especially after there's like so many things announced that people are so hyped for and excited for. But then again, it's like then we just see these titles that are supposed to be blowing up and be a new game, a game changer, right, for the whole industry, just slowly start disappearing or being delayed.
mm-hmm.
But I mean, like even Ubisoft. I mean, last I heard, Ubisoft was putting out a whole bunch of great stuff, but I know they were also talking about how that was they haven't seen much come up from the Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope game.
Yeah.
That also and with the Just Dance 2023 was very underperforming this year as well.
So I think game studios are noticing like it's better for them to take time making their games. That's why we haven't been seeing too many games or big things come out, because I think they're waiting for like the actual development of those games to like catch up and actually be presentable to people, because people are expecting these AAA companies now to have, polished games, not fucking games that are like, unpolished, glitchy, like doing all these other things that they shouldn't be doing type of stuff,
Yeah.
that have exploits and stuff like that. So it's like, it's a good and bad thing, because at the same time, like you're taking so long that people are going to lose interest, right? At the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but then, the people who are actually still loyal to those like franchises or companies, whatever, they're willing to wait if it's going to be good, right?
Yeah.
That's how I see it. And I think that's how freaking Rockstar maintained synonymous in that type of aspect of RPGs and stuff, because they're fucking goated, because they actually take their time making games, right?
Yeah.
I'm wrong, they take a little too long, but at the same time, once they do, it's like, oh my God, no wonder you guys took so fucking long,
Yeah. And even if it does come with like little glitches and stuff, they're so minor that it's not very exactly. They're not very game changing, because you could still continue with the story and whatever you're doing and stuff. Like it's not going to ruin the experience at the end of the day. Where there are others
very big, you got me.
Yeah, but they're normally very quick on fixing that type of stuff whenever they're found.
Yeah,
right. But even with saying that, perfect transition on people loyal to games and being very dedicated to certain franchises. In 2014, we got a very iconic trailer for a specific game called Dead Island 2, if you don't remember it.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. But we even spoke about this a couple weeks ago too, when the next Goat game, the Goat Simulator, parodied the whole Dead Island trailer.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It took so long for it to come out. That's why.
Exactly.
And it was a good trailer. Honestly, it was a good trailer to tease it that it's coming out.
Yes. So saying that, the original developers, I guess, came out saying that they were never fully into actually making Dead Island 2. Then it got handed over to Little Big Planet 3 developers, Sumo Digital, in 2016. And then they announced in 2019 that Homefront was the
new developers.
The new developers, aka Damster Studios. that they will be developing Dead Island 2. And now it's 2023, the beginning of 2023. And Dam Busters is saying, or at least pushing, that Dead Island 2 is due to be out in April. So we are actually getting this game.
I mean, there is a trailer and everything. Like they have gameplay and everything.
They remade the trailer, yeah.
So they remade it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think they go into depth, right? The differences of what their actual ideas were from that initial 2014 idea to what they have now. It's still, I think, the same premise, like the area of LA, pretty much. Making fun of it. It's still in that concept of that, like the overall, like it takes place in LA, but I think they shifted away from what they originally had as an idea.
Yeah, they said
it looks good though. It still has the vibe of Dead Island for sure.
Yeah, they said they completely, like when they started development, they clean slated the whole game, still trying to maintain the main storyline and objectives that we normally know from the game.
But they had to scrap like the entire game aspect of it.
Pretty much cleaned it up and which is understandable when it gets handed down to you're now the third people in what's the word? Pretty much given this hand-me-down at this point that no one's possibly worked on, and it's just been sitting there gathering dust. You kind of need to break it down and rebuild it up to make sure everything's fine or what needs to actually get changed. So that was fun to see and super exciting news, because I know people who are big zombie fan games, this is definitely going to be up there, hopefully.
Oh, I am. I'm getting this game. And I already have a few people that are joining me on getting it because they were huge fans of it too.
Oh, dope.
Honestly, Miles, our boy Miles, said that he's definitely getting, because he said that he played the living shit out of the first one, like Dead Island. I'm like, I didn't know he was a big fan of it. He's like, he enjoyed the shit out of it, he said. So he's definitely going to be getting it. So I'm like, oh, that's good to know, because I'll probably get it too then.
Yeah, I remember you playing a lot of Dead Island too. And
I mean, I just recently, literally a couple of months ago, I revisited it to beat it, because I don't think I originally beat the game. Because I'm not sure if it was boredom or it's because I originally had it for the 360 and then I got the Xbox One and never went back for it. You get me? So it might have been one of those that happened. So,
but it's also one of those games that has so many side objectives, right? That you were
a lot.
Yeah, so you were also very focused. I remember you being focused on those side objectives a little bit too.
A little too much, because it took definitely fucking hours to try, even like, because I was trying, at some point I was doing so many side missions, I kind of lost track of where the fuck I was.
Main story. Yeah.
Where the main story is or ended. You get me?
Well, that's the same thing with me with Skyrim.
Oh, I mean, Skyrim is different. Like that's you.
Dude, I still haven't finished, but still, I haven't even finished whatever the quote unquote main story is. I'm still trying to find the little ghost girl in that one village at nighttime that I go into every house and she's just not there. I think my game's glitched.
Even the abandoned one.
And going off of that as well, I know a couple. Last time we reviewed the Summer Game Fest, I believe, we got word of this awesome new game called Witchfire, which it's a FPS, first-person shooter, but it also gives me kind of BioShock vibes, because you have in your left hand like certain abilities you could throw out to stun your enemies. And it's interesting because it's very old age. It's not like modernized weapons. It's like older medieval. School weapon, medieval.
Not medieval either. Fuck, I don't even say it. It's like steampunk fucking vibes. Yeah, it's weird. And then, definitely, like you said, it gives BioShocks more BioShock Infinite than anything else.
Yes,
not the original. Like the other hand, yes, that is BioShock like 2 vibes with the
weapons.
Like
yeah,
weapon wise, it feels fucking a little bit
infinite.
Yeah, which is weird mix for sure.
Yeah. But yes, and then in this open world game, well, not fully open world, but in this game, I guess your main villains are demons who pop up everywhere. You see like pentagrams and symbols pop up. I'm excited for this game. I really am. This is one that I'll probably start pre-ordering. But what I'm trying to say about this game in development right now is the developers came out saying that even with what was that? What was that game that Andre played? Cyberpunk. When that even with Cyberpunk running at 96 FPS with ray tracing enabled, that the game was still very choppy in certain areas and was very visually pleasing to the eye. Whereas in Witchfire is using the NVIDIA DLSS3, which is supposed to make the game run at the 96 FPS with the ray tracing enabled and still maintain that crispiness of how beautiful the game is supposed to be.
Yeah, it's supposed to maintain its thing. I don't like that the selling point for this game so far is like you overclocking your shit. You got me like overpowering your graphics card and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it is a good point because it does look good. You get me in that aspect because they're making it look good, and that's the hope, right? That it looks good because it does look. It does look fantastic for the trailers and stuff, like through the videos and stuff. So it's like I hope, even if you don't have all that they're showing or telling us about, then it still looks good, right?
Yeah.
They're saying this is how amazing it looks with this, like with what we have so far.
Exactly.
So it's like the hope is that even if you don't have that, it still looks good. Because if that's the top echelon and it looks like that good, that means I have high hopes. Even if you don't have that, then it's going to look good still. You get me?
Exactly. And now saying that, originally was supposed to come out. Well, they were saying last October. Even that got delayed. And I guess with that delay, like we said earlier, the games take their time, try to make this game incredible for the consumers the first time around. With that delay, they decided to overhaul the world design and make it more open world compared to what it was. Which again, which we love open world, right? Not just this linear game, follow this line, stay on the line, shoot, point, whatever. There you go. You beat the game.
Yeah.
Like making it.
I've noticed this for game developers now. I don't know if we spoke about this last week about like the transition from like gaming designs. Like people thought people didn't want first person games anymore. Like story driven games or games like this, they don't want them anymore. Did we talk about this last week? I don't think we did. Maybe I talked to someone about it during the Discord, one of the Discord calls this week.
Well, we probably mentioned a little bit of open worldness because we did go into Pokemon Scarlet and Violet last week as well.
Maybe
and
not
how the openness of it.
But not in that aspect. I meant like a couple years back before, I want to say the one game that changed gaming companies' ideas of what people and what consumers want was God of War, like the 2016 one that came out. Because before that, people thought like, all people want are battle royales, multiplayer games, and stuff like that. So that's why you saw a slew of fucking games come out that are very multiplayer oriented, very like you have to choose a specific character and stuff like that to play. Very like you have to go out and find your own weapons and shit like that. So people had an idea. They thought that was the next step for gaming. But then fucking, everything got halted when fucking God of War 16 came out. Because that was a very story driven game. It was a first person game. Not first person, sorry. It was a single player game, story driven. So, and then people were like, we want games like this because it was polished. It was clean. Like the story was fucking phenomenal. All like rememberable and shit like that. So it's like, of course, that's when they're like, oh shit, like people want this type of game still too. Like they thought it was dead in the water that people didn't want games like that.
Yeah.
And it reignited even further with Thor Ragnarok, dude. That they're like, God damn it, dude, this shit is like, look how many awards that fucking game won, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's
Yeah.
no fucking way that people do not want games like this. Like, they
No.
want games like this.
Yeah.
They want them to be clean, stories so fucking phenomenal that it's unforgettable. You gotta be characters that you will never forget because they are so memorable.
The characters are very personable. You connect with them emotionally, right?
Don't get me wrong, they had a budget to fucking blow on it for sure. That's why it looks that good and stuff like that. But sometimes you don't need a big scale budget like that to make a game that phenomenal.
Exactly.
So that's how I see it.
And sometimes it's not even, it doesn't even have to be visually appealing. I mean, look at, what was that 8-bit game with like, oh God, like the main villain was that flower you meet at the beginning.
Oh,
and you fight Undertale.
Yeah, that's a good example.
That's just an 8-bit
that's a fantastic example. Yeah.
But that was just an 8-bit game. But the music, the character developments, right? From everyone, from the flower to the Skull Brothers to everyone that you meet, like,
yeah, that literally shows you
perfect.
It doesn't matter visual aspect. We want characters. We want to be attached to the characters. I think that's the one thing that makes a great game great, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's the memorable characters.
Exactly.
And then everything else is just cherry on top. Like, if it looks fantastic, great.
Yeah.
You know, if the music is fantastic, great. You know, like, just all that put together. One little nice package, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, before
that's the hope for this game, though, but we'll see.
True. But I mean, like you said, it's very steampunky. And I kind of vibe with that. I want to go into that a little bit. I want to see. This is one game I kind of want to order and play on my own before I watch anybody else. Like, I want to do it myself.
Is this going to be a console game though? This looks like a PC game.
It might be a PC game, but I don't know. I'll figure. I was gonna say I'm sleeping over for a week.
It better not come out at the same time as Lightfall, though.
Yeah, that's true.
But then I'm sorry. I guess you're borrowing Esbean's PC. He doesn't know.
All right. And I think on that, we'll take a little before we head into our final story. And we're back. And I mean, for these last few topics that we have here, I'm actually going to hand it over to Leche, because I know, one, you're more informed than I am, and two, I know you're definitely excited about the last topic.
Of course. I'm always excited when it comes to space themed items and shit, so that always gets me hyped. For some reason, that always gets me hyped. But let's start off with, the game that we love to talk about and talk shit about, but we still play it because we're addicted like maniacs. Destiny 2.
We're addicts. We need to go to rehab.
Yeah, seriously, dude. Someone needs to get me into a psychiatric ward. Fucking drive me insane.
Yeah.
It's a game that has so much potential, but still does not hit it.
And yeah, we're still over here milking it for everything it's got.
Straight up, bro. Still starving for shit. But good. I think Bungie did one of the best things I think they could have ever done to the community, and especially for new players coming in. Recently, as of January 11th, 2023, they made all armor mods available to every character, to everyone.
Ooh.
So you don't have to go to, because there was a specific vendor in the game that you had to go to daily if you didn't have a mod specifically that you were looking for. Was called 801. You would have to go to her to see if she had one of the mods that you wanted for the day, pretty much.
Yeah.
And sometimes her rotation changes daily, so you had to keep up with her if you're looking for a specific mod, but not no more. So all mods, armor mods, should be available to every single person, new or veteran player. And I think that's one of the hugest things that they could have done to the game, because I think that was the one thing that especially new players were missing compared to veteran players. So, of course, veteran players would be more up to date with their mods, of course, or people who play a lot of the game would be up to date with their shit. But new players now could experience the actual customization uh, creating builds and stuff like that. So they actually have the proper mods to create the OP builds that they see these streamers do and all that stuff, or endgame users do and shit like that. So that's pretty
Oh,
good. Yeah.
yeah. That's something gonna be is interesting. Being the ability to now use all these mods, right? Because now, yeah, like you said, it changes gameplay, not just for yourself, but everyone.
Mhm.
The whole mixing and matching until you find what works for you, what you're good with. Because, yeah, you could copy a streamer, right? And like,
Yeah.
but your skill level, unless they're matching this streamer, you're not going to get the full benefit of these mods.
No, I agree with you on that. Unless you
So,
know, you won't be able to like 100% replicate what they're doing. You get me?
exactly.
So
So, yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see now because this is what just well as of recording this yesterday. By the time this episode comes out, 2 days ago, it's fairly new to us right now. So yeah, definitely it's gonna be interesting being in game and seeing all this
yeah, see
play out.
what builds people have for the mods they
Yeah,
didn't have before and stuff like that. So the biggest thing that I see why they did this is because I believe there might be changes for mods coming for Lightfall. That's why. So
probably
I don't know if you remember seeing did you see the Lightfall? What is it called?
trailer.
The Vidoc or whatever the fuck, the big ass trailer.
Oh yeah. I saw
Okay.
most of it.
So you know what's coming for Lightfall. You know, spoilers for people who didn't see that. So we're supposed to have loadouts. So
Oh
I
yeah,
guess
yeah.
so. My prediction is they're doing this preemptively because they want everyone to have access to the new mod menu they're gonna introduce for Lightfall, which
Probably.
is gonna be part with their loadouts, with the loadout screen.
Yeah. Oh.
Or and
we
or
started. Sorry, we started seeing like Call of Duty loadouts for
yo, straight
Destiny.
up. Like that's crazy that Call of Duty has had that for fucking decades at this point, and Destiny's barely getting that shit now.
It has like the three perk badges at the bottom corner, like
But
your
if you think
guns.
about it, it's because Destiny they didn't have their identity yet
They
until COVID.
didn't, and they're still. It's not that they're still finding it.
They're
They
refining it,
they're
correct?
refining it exactly.
Because they found it now. They know what they want to be, but now they're polishing it. They're refining
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
Will they
Exactly.
get their suit? Fucking maybe. Hopefully
Yeah.
with Lightfall, end of year Lightfall. I maybe depending on where the weapons stand, where the power dynamic is and stuff like that, like you compared to your abilities and supers and stuff like that. If that gets nerfed, good because we need it.
Yeah.
Ability spam is real for sure.
It really is.
Um,
Um.
but yeah, the only reason why I think the mod two that they did that, the second reason is like the and or, they're doing the changes for that mod menu, and because I think they're gonna get rid of the affinity, which means you're only able to put specific mods if your armor is like, for example, solar or arc or void. So I think they're gonna get rid of those because you're only, for example, a good example is if you have a void armor, you there's a specific mod that it's only on void armor called Well of Tenacity, which
Oh,
lets you
that's
get
right.
50% like resistance, right?
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna get rid of that, where you don't have to be on void anymore
They're just gonna make it like in general, whatever
in general.
light subclass you have or dark subclass you have, right?
No, it's just gonna be like, oh, you have to pick up the specific well, like the little
Oh, okay.
like things that you drop. Like if you make
Oh,
void
that's right.
well, you could get Well of Tenacity to proc. You get me
Yeah.
like that.
Hmm.
So it's gonna be like that in aspect. So I'm like, oh, that actually would be fucking clutch because that means you could mix and match stuff that were never able to go together.
Yeah. Huh. And this goes back to the whole thing of like they're doing it still like ahead of time, right? So people get used to now having these mods, now adjusting their gameplay. So when they do their update for Lightfall, you are fully caught up with what you should know and be learning to be able to now adjust to hence these new loadouts, right?
Yeah.
So it's now you learn the new stuff, you move forward learning the next new stuff, and you're instead of learning two new things at the same
At the
time.
same time, and I think that's why they're doing it. They want you to get used to like the mods, used to where they go, used to like where they go, specifically like you
Yeah.
can only have like the holster mods to like auto reload. Those are boots only. Like they want you to know that that goes to boots only. Stuff like that. Little minor
Yeah.
things that they want you
Yeah.
to know beforehand because maybe they are overhauling entirely the mods in Lightfall. Or worst case scenario, they want you to fucking abuse and use them before they get rid of them.
That's true.
All
That's
of
true.
them. And you're like, holy shit.
Then when you go back in, you just have that weird locked mod that when like old mods get kicked out.
That would be crazy. They just be like, oh my god, no. Oh, there goes all the builds. Literally everyone's builds.
Start from square one, bitch.
I would love, for me personally, I would love that. Be like,
I would love that. Oh yeah.
Another chase for sure.
Oh gosh. So yeah, that's exciting. I can't wait for Lightfall. I want
I know
Lightfall here
Lifeball
already.
cannot come sooner, bro. But in the meantime, while we are waiting for that, we have this game to deal with. We have Dead Space coming out in 2 weeks, which is fucking exciting, which they officially gave an official trailer this week, which is fucking phenomenal. This trailer, in my opinion, it highlights a little bit more of the other levels because they've been showing nothing but like the same levels in their development commentary videos that they've been doing. And like the other videos that they post regularly on the. It's crazy that these guys have been posting out. The one thing I like about Dead Space and the developers so far, they have given us so much information step by step on how they're changing this game. And I don't think I've seen a game this in depth or give us so much detail of the changes that they're doing, like ever, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because we've been up, like I've been updated on it so fucking much, but I don't think I've seen a game developer go in so much detail of a game aspect or game changes compared to the original. Maybe one other game maybe that I did see like go in depth of the changes that I've seen now because the game should be coming out this year is Resident Evil 4, the remake for Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
But not in this degree with Dead Space though.
But you see, that goes back to the whole thing of when developers or even directors in film, right, are giving so many updates and are consistently interacting with the communities that are going to be taking in what they're creating. One, it just shows how much actual time, energy, and passion they have behind these games, right? Because that's what most of these directors are and game developers. They're nerds, they're geeks. They love what they're doing. And seeing that passion for us as the consumers,
yeah,
I love that. I was like, yes, yeah. And then if it's bad, it's like, okay, well, he tried. We know he actually tried, right?
we know they were passionate about it. Like their heart was there, but they didn't. Right. So that at least the effort is there. You get.
Yeah.
I would be still happy. Like man, they tried. Man, they really tried.
It softens.
Hopefully for the next one,
It softens the blow.
It does soften it like crazy.
Softens the blow.
Softens it like crazy.
So yeah,
so
like
it shows that they care, man, and I think that's the biggest thing for me. That's why maybe I'm extra hyped about it because they hype it up themselves. You can
exactly, and again, it helps. One, consumers like you, who this is your game. Wherever you go, Dead Space is your game, right? So same thing with BioShock being my game. I'm consistently going to be seeing these updates from BioShock as it goes on. Like, it keeps us intrigued. It helps us nerd out. When we nerd out, we spread the word, right?
Yeah.
And then if somebody else is like, well, if he's excited about this game from the original to this new revamped version of it,
what's the hype? They're asking like, what's the
what's
hype?
the hype? And it continues the flow of people, the chain of people coming in, even just looking at it, right? Any what's the thing? Best way to spread the word is by word of mouth. What's the thing? Like that's one way of marketing by word of mouth.
Marketing.
It's
Yeah,
yeah, it's like word of mouth. That's the main way
it's
people.
free marketing in there.
It's free marketing. Free marketing. That's what it is. Sorry. I know that was a whole that was a clusterfuck, but you got it. You got it. But yeah, like, and again, like, I remember you playing this game as I'm backseat gaming you. And yeah, like from the first game to what we're seeing in this trailer, incredible, amazing. I'm excited to watch people play this game.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to fucking like actually get my hands on this already.
Yeah, everything looks good. Like the little sparks from certain wires as they're just like dangling.
Like I don't want to be this optimistic at this point, but I think this game is gonna. It's too hard to fail. I mean, it's too good to fail at this point. And if it does, it's because they were hiding it really fucking well at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this right now. If this game blows the fucking roof off of like people and they remake the second one, oh my fucking god! Because in my opinion, the second one is probably the best out of the three original Dead Space games.
Yeah.
The second one was so fucking good. Dude, it's just people still don't know this. Like the whole fucking game was filmed because technically speaking, like you have to direct the game. Right,
yeah.
still.
Yeah.
It was all taken in one shot. The camera never moved away from Isaac ever. There was no loading screen, no nothing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It was one continuous camera right behind his shoulder every time, dude. So that's why I'm like, oh my god, bro. Yeah. I'm excited to see that. I hope they did it like this for this one.
Yeah.
That would be crazy if they did it all one shot. You get me, one take type of thing. With no pause in between.
I never realized that until right now that you mentioned it. That's very true.
It's one of the few games ever to fucking successfully do it. So it's like you're trying to picture it in your head, like
wait. I was like, that's right. I was like, there's not a loading screen ever.
Nothing.
Because normally, like,
when you get dragged outside to like space and stuff, there's no pause.
No.
Nothing.
No, it's just so smooth.
We show you him going through the fucking vents and everything. Dude.
Yeah. When you're waiting in the elevator alone, that's normally a cutscene. Nope, you're waiting in that elevator.
You're waiting with them, yeah.
That's the experience of what this place is. Waiting in an elevator.
Dude, that's why I'm like, oh my god. That's why I find Dead Space 2 a fucking masterpiece of horror games, dude, in that sense. Because it does not stop the action or the pause of anything. Like, there's sections that slow down and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you're never out of it.
Yeah, no.
Until you fucking leave physically.
Because even when it slows down, you're still in that high anticipation that something's going to come out at you.
Exactly, dude. You're still in the world. You get me? You're not out of it.
Exactly. And again, it's that whole thing of building the atmosphere, building the world that pulls the gamer in, right? To be in this game.
Oh, dude, I'm just hoping this one does so well that they fucking get the fucking money to make the second one, dude.
Oh yeah.
Dude. Because if they make the second one, if this one looks visually like just amazing, I can't even imagine the second one. Like, and who knows? They probably already have anticipation. Like, even if this doesn't do well, people still want to have the second one. You get me?
Oh yeah.
Because I would love to have the second one. They don't have to remake the third one, definitely not. But I mean, if they do make the third one, I just hope they don't go too actiony. Right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
They make it a little bit more darker. Because like for this one, they said it too that they redid some of the story plots and stuff like that. They actually gave Isaac a voice because in the original one he didn't talk at all.
No. I'm excited. We could just keep going on and on about this, to be
I
honest.
gush over this game. It's kind of crazy.
Oh gosh.
Out with it,
yeah. And on that note, do you have anything else you want to add, Leche?
Yeah, not really.
All those beeps and phone calls you've been hearing earlier has been Leche. He's still working while we recorded this sometimes.
Yeah, my bad on that.
No, you're fine. How many times I had to pause our recordings because my family decides they want to come in like a walking parade.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we have a couple of podcast episodes where my mom's voice just is like opening the door and telling me to go throw out the trash or something.
Yeah, it happens a lot. So many distractions.
All right, Leche, where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram at LecheRingWesta, or you guys can follow me on Twitch as TechnoFreak95. And how about you, Tito?
I am also on Instagram at OneAlphaPenguin, and I am also on Twitch.tv/OneAlphaPenguin. You guys can follow the podcast on Instagram at takeasip_pod, and go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/takeasip. As always, the logos are the same throughout all the social medias. Our links are in the description below. Please like, follow, share, subscribe. Tell us how we can improve if you guys still enjoy the same format that we're doing. Again, it is a new year. We've said it before. We're open to suggestions. And yeah, if there's any sort of other types of news that you guys want to hear from us, maybe.
One thing I want to add definitely for this year for our podcast, we want to probably bring in more guests, hopefully, to talk with us and some points that they want to, especially this year for gaming, because there's a lot of good games coming out this year. So hopefully we'll be a little bit more open and willing to join us on some of these podcast episodes.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. And as always, thank you guys so much for listening. Please enjoy your days. If you're in the cold, stay warm. Don't slip on the ice. Black ice. Don't eat the yellow ice. And we will see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Yeah, guys.